Hey everybody, this is Brett. It's Friday night and I've been itching to make a video, and I've got so much to say that I really need to just take a breath. And I really needed to take a break from all the heavy cleansing that I was doing. And I needed to eat a bunch of power foods, animal foods, to give me strength again, because I was getting really weak. And that was because I had been vegan for 4 years and I had a lot of toxicity. And I did a really great job getting rid of a whole lot of troubles that I had with indigestion, acid indigestion, and skin troubles, and nails are much better, and I'm just absorbing nutrients so much better. And I had a couple of things in addition to going back to eating some animal foods that I needed to do. One of them was that I had a root canal that was increasingly more and more bothering me. A root canal means that you don't have any nerves left in that tooth because the dentist pulled them out, and then they put these little plastic tubes in there that supposedly helps the fluids to flow without getting infected. Well, that didn't work. And I watched videos from Dr. Mercola and from Richard Anderson talking about how dangerous the root canals are and how they do get infected. And then my mom was telling me about a doctor at her hospital. She was a nurse for a long time. And a doctor there that had an implant, one of those implants, which is different than a root canal, but they actually implant a post into the bone that holds the tooth. He got infected in there and it killed him. The bacteria went to his heart and it killed him. And so, there are so many so-called beneficial inventions that human beings have created that really aren't good for us. I didn't want to lose that tooth for a long time. I had the root canal for 7 years, but the last 2 or 3 months it was infected. When the dentist pulled it, she said that it was. She showed me the tooth and said, "You see this and that with the root? It was infected." And so whether that's a cause or it's probably at least a part of the reason why I have this sore on my lip, it's at least part of that. But it was contributing to immune weakness, and constantly having an infection to fight off was another added burden that I didn't need. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of you that have root canals that are thinking, "Oh my God, I wonder if mine are infected." The problem is that you don't know how infected they are until they get so infected that it's inflamed the tissue around the tooth to the point of where it's just very noticeable, because there are no nerves in there. Okay? It's not like before when you had the nerves in there and it was easy to tell. It hurt like hell. But there are so many things that I've been addressing besides that. And I was so focused on staying vegan because I was absolutely convinced that that's what I needed to do to get healthy. And at the time it was. There are no coincidences, absolutely. And anything that's happened in the past was supposed to happen. And you may not think that it was necessarily good at the time because of the outcome, but you have to look at the broader picture of things. Okay, now, I was consuming a lot of nuts and seeds. And I still feel like consuming a lot of nuts and seeds, even though I'm eating fish, eggs, and chicken now. I don't know exactly why. I still feel like eating some fruit too, even though I know that I need to cut it out. And so, I'm just taking my time, I'm just moving along. You know what I mean? And the fish is giving me the omega oils in the form that's beneficial for my brain. DHA and AD something, which is a more progressed form than what you get out of flax oil or one of the other seed oils. Okay, now there's a purpose for both, and I'm going to have to study this more. But I've got flax seeds soaking tonight, and I've got fish in some cans in the cupboard. But today, I was kind of going, tastes like metal, you know, from eating the canned fish, and fresh fish too, but I really am wanting to find the fish fresh or frozen rather than in the cans, because I do believe it absorbs some of the metals. Now, definitely don't buy fish in with tomato sauce, because that's going to soak up those acids from tomato sauce, are going to absorb more metals from the cans. Now, it's tough to find sardines, virtually impossible to find them in anything other than those little aluminum cans. And you know, it's inexpensive too. I would say that the benefits probably outweigh the detriments. And mackerel comes in cans for a couple of bucks. It's inexpensive. And these are all relatively small fish. Mackerel is bigger, but the small fish like sardines or also sprats. Sprats have a lot of omega-3. Check those out for $2.50 a can. And I had a couple of eggs. Now, bear in mind that I studied the whole paleo thing in Sally Fallon over 10 years ago, over 12 years ago. And I became dismayed with all of that after I had purchased my own goat and milked the goat, and goat's milk didn't work out for me. Also, 4 years ago, I felt the need to become vegan because various meats were not working, even though they were good quality. They weren't working out for me because I needed to do some cleansing, deep cleansing. And bear in mind that consuming any kind of animal foods is not a breakdown cleansing kind of a diet. It's a build-up diet. They have a lot more concentrated nutrients, certain nutrients. And certain nutrients are a lot easier to utilize and absorb, like iron, or B12, or omega-3 fatty acids, the type that your brain uses, that your brain is consists of. And so, there are B vitamins that are in high concentrations in that chicken liver, especially the livers of animals. But of course, the liver is the organ that filters the toxins in an animal's body. And so that's going to be highly concentrated in that if that environment that that animal was raised in was not very healthy. And so it's absolutely for sure that we're moving towards veganism. We have to, because consuming a higher animals that are, the bigger they are, the more concentrated that they're going to get. They're going to be in all kinds of these aluminum from the chemtrails, and all kinds of the mercury from burning coal, all kinds of things that humans are doing to change the environment, to destroy their own environment. And so there's so much to learn about how we can preserve it and turn it around to get it all cleaned up again. And I'm afraid that there are going to be some dark days ahead for us, and that we need to be prepared. And I often think about, and this, I often think about living out in the boonies. I'm buying salmon that's coming from Alaska generally, or from Russia, in really pristine areas. And is that sustainable? What would happen if my salmon sources I was not able to get those anymore? At the same time, I live in a cool and wonderful place that affords me the ability to hang out with people that I enjoy hanging out with. So if I moved out to the boonies somewhere, I wouldn't have that. That might cause me stress and depression. So, there's a balance here. And where I'm going with it all, I don't know. Just like I don't know if I'm going to eventually be vegan again or just continue to eat animal foods. All I can do is take it one step at a time. And business has been slow for whatever reason, probably because I needed it to be. And I just need to have faith that whenever I'm feeling better, that then it will kick in again. And if you want some of the best natural products without chemicals and the highest quality ingredients, materials, then click right there, go to my site and check it out. And also I appreciate your all being patient with me when I'm going through all my stuff. And I know that my best viewers are. Appreciate you a lot. And I went hiking today, and I'm trying to slow down with my walking and just listen really deeply to nature and feel what I'm seeing and hearing, and trying to get the God energy from it. It's in its purest form up there in the mountains, on the beach, and places where it hasn't been adulterated by humans. And it's hard to not be angry with people. But we have to realize that we are also responsible. And that there are many shades of gray in regards to people being irresponsible and uncaring about the environment. And we also have to realize that and have faith that the earth and God, which are one and the same in my book, are going to teach people a lesson, and that we gotta just hold on while it all happens, and keep your bicycles handy. And get going with the garden outside as much as possible. And for me, another thing that I need to really do is manage my time. It's so huge. I had a room downstairs that I wasn't doing anything with. And so I petitioned off that room because it was open. It's like a living room area. So I put curtains all around it so that I could get somebody to stay here for free, well, in exchange for working for me, like cleaning the house and the rooms and stuff, so that I can make products and make videos and all the things that I do, you know, because I just can't do it all, you know. And I take on too much. I was just watching a video on how Celine Dion was trying to get pregnant, and then 2 months after she had the babies, twins, she went right back to Vegas to start another show a couple of years ago, to start rehearsing. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing that for? You know, like, you don't have enough money, or obviously they've got plenty of money. And I've come to realize that we get just addicted to people pleasing, to, you know, we're overachievers. I'm just like that, you know. If there's one little tiny bit of room on my plate, I want to throw some more on there. So, anyways, it's a flaw. It's one of my downfalls, you know. And it's time to slow down, chill, because you see, you should know that there isn't anything on my site that if you really, really wanted to, you couldn't learn how to make on your own. You know, bear in mind though that I've put a lot into figuring out how to make these things and using the best materials and looking all over the freaking world to find the best materials. So, you know, it would be easier to just buy them from me. But, you know, there's so many things that if you just look around and you say, well, that's made out of something toxic, how can I make it out of something natural and make it better? And less of a burden on the environment, etc., etc. How can I change my world to make it better? Because when you change it for yourself, you change it for everything around you. I learned that a long time ago, you know. Whether it be moving closer to your work, or getting a job that's closer to your home, or just staying home and working from home for yourself. There's just so many things that you can do to make your own life and your world better at the same time. So really use your noggin. Now when it gets overheated, stop. And take some breaths and ask yourself what you need. It's likely that you need to take a break. Lay down on the floor in Shavasana and just relax. And don't get stuck on any one thing, you know, too stuck. Keep it in mind that sometimes we have to change. Even if we've been doing something for a long time. So, with that said, I would like to thank you so much for being a viewer. Most of you are just awesome viewers and make great comments. You should know that if you're not one of those people and you make a shitty comment, then I'll just immediately block you and I don't reply back. I don't get pissed off. I don't even flinch. I just block. Like, I don't want to hear from that person anymore. So I don't sweat that anymore. And, you know, life is just too damn short to worry about anyone or anything. We're just going to be here for a little while. And we'll be reborn again and live another existence. Maybe on this planet in 1,000 years. Maybe in another world, another whole universe, or God knows. It's just a crazy freaking thing. I'm telling you. Crazy. Totally unexplainable. All of it. That's my friend. Could a human being have created that? No. She evolved. I've been thinking about how when an animal is born, it already had the keys. It already had, like, that dog knew the word rabbit when it was born. It already knew that word from previous humans that had said it to her parents, grandparents, like, God, 500 or 1,000 years ago. Every single generation ingrained that word, rabbit. Because I guarantee you, when she was a baby, if I'd have said, rabbits! Her ears would have gone right up, and she'd have been like this. And we cannot discount, man, I was going to end this video. We cannot discount our genetics. And, you know, I told you that I was the first vegan in my lineage. And I really had my doubts that I could stay vegan forever. And I was right. Because I was looking at that chicken going, I'd bake that range-free chicken for Chakra and feed her the whole thing. Man. So thanks for joining me.